All right. Hello, everybody. We have finally uploaded a new video, and I know what you're saying.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So before we hop into today's video, we just kind of wanted to give you guys a little explanation on why we haven't uploaded in like 4 months. I guess we don't really owe them an explanation, but we basically just had to take a pause on uploading. Well, we have a lot of videos already pre-filmed, but we had to take a pause like on editing and focusing on this channel because we just had a lot going on in just life in general, which I'm sure you guys can relate to if you're a human being. Welcome to Planet Earth. So where should we start? We'll try to keep this brief because there might not be a whole lot of people that are interested. If you don't care what we have to say, then you can go ahead and go to this timestamp, and this is where the video begins. But where do we begin? Okay, so Tim had a work trip over the summer, and then he came back. Well, while he was gone, I was planning this really fun road trip because you guys know, like in our videos so far, we talk about how we love to travel and road trip. And I had a road trip planned. We were going to go to Yellowstone and Glacier because those are some of the national parks where we visited before, but we wanted to thoroughly go and enjoy them again. Anyways, we were going to go in the car like we normally do on a road trip, but last minute,
I decided we should take the ambulance because what better maiden voyage than a 2,800 mile road trip, right? To find any mechanical kinks.
Well, we found all the mechanical kinks.
Yep. And we found them in the most ideal places.
Yeah.
Hours away from any civilization.
Middle of nowhere. So, thankfully, Tim is a mechanic by trade. So, we eventually, his father helped us out and up in Montana, which is where we were trying to go anyway.
Yep.
We were there ended up being, 5 or 6 days. He got it all fixed up.
Mm-hmm.
We came back, but we also came back with a little puppy. Oh, sorry, Ellie, did I scare you? This is Ellie. She's a miniature Aussie doodle, and
she's the silver lining of the trip.
She
was tiny when we got her.
Yeah.
And she's still pretty small.
She's still pretty small, but she's nearing 6 months now. And if you guys, I have a YouTube channel where I do stuff completely other than projects. I do reselling and thrifting and all that stuff. If you've watched any of those videos, then you already know kind of this life update and about Ellie. But yeah, so puppies are hard. She was like our trial run. We're like, eventually we want kids. But we're like, let's try with the puppy. And we're like, we're going to wait a lot longer for kids. Puppies are nice. Anyway, so we got back, and with Ellie, we're like, okay, here's our new normal with a puppy. We're going to get back into it, all this stuff. And then out of nowhere, my sister called me and told me that my father passed away. And that relationship with my father as an adult was not the best. So it was like a whole like roller coaster of emotions. So that was kind of weird and crazy, and like reconnecting with family members that I haven't talked to. And so that was crazy. And my father's from England, so I was like, do I go to England, go to the funeral or not? And then what decided that was literally like a week and a half later, Tim started having health issues.
With the old ticker?
Yeah, with the old tickers. So
it's good now, though.
Yes.
We think.
Thankfully. Yeah, spoiler alert, he's perfectly fine. He made it. Is that too morbid to say? I don't know. Anyways, he's fine. It was just kind of like a random thing for like a week, not a week, a month. A month and a half, something like that. It was just some weird heart issues and stuff. So, which is crazy because he's, fit as a fiddle. What else? So that went on, and then it was, by that time it was like near the end of September, and we had a bunch of like doctor's appointments to go to, and then I was trying to get back into, my normal with my other channel, which is, how I got into YouTube, and just crazy. And then October hit, and then work kicked off again, and super busy. Anyway, sounds like a bunch of excuses, but it's just life. So here we are. We edited this video about a week ago now, and we just needed to film this intro clip for you guys to give you an explanation if you were interested. But also, fun fact, behind the scenes, Tim's been working on a few other projects. Mm-hmm. I don't know if do you want to give him a spoiler at all?
Well, I mean, if you like electricity and storing it for use in, basically, if you like generators that don't make any noise, I think the hot buzzwords on YouTube are solar generators.
Yeah.
If it doesn't charge with solar panels, it's not really a solar generator. But anyways, long story long, I've built quite a few of those at this point. Mm-hmm. And if you're interested, the intent was to like potentially use these within the ambulance as our electrical systems. Mm-hmm. So I'll show you how I built a few of those. and
later videos.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, I think we've talked about it on the channel so far, but this is like our project channel. So that's kind of like one of our hobbies and what we do. Like, of course, we like to travel. We go to the gym. We like to eat healthy and stuff. Those are some hobbies, but then we also like to just tinker with things and see like, oh, we have this idea. Let's see if it works. Or like, oh, we need to build this. Let's just build it ourselves because it's easy and it's a skill set that we have forever. So that is what this channel obviously is. So the ambulance videos are still going to keep coming. We're going to aim for once a week. Don't hold our hand to the fire on that because life happens. But ambulance videos will still be happening. Just, kind of keep an eye in our playlist section is I think what you were talking about. In our playlist, all of the videos related to the ambulance will go in there. And then any of the new projects that come out will have its own specific playlist. But...
Yep, you'll see a short clip.
Yeah.
If you have a keen eye, you'll see a teardrop camper that we're also nearly complete building.
Oh, in this video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have about, I would say, at least 6 projects concurrently going on. So that
we need to minimize that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get rid of all. I'm trying to narrow down finished projects so that we can, manage it better.
Yeah, it's just the two of us, but it's still like hobby. We don't think of it as like a means of like an income or anything. It's just for fun and to build the skills. So that's basically where we've been, what we've been up to, and.
So if we lost you in that, to recap, I had a month and a half long work trip, then got back from that, had a outstanding mechanical adventure.
Yep.
We had some losses within the family. I had health issues, work kicked back off, we got a puppy, and now we're here.
Yeah, trying to figure out life. So anyways, we appreciate you guys sticking with us and being very, very patient. I know some of you have commented and been like, we're patiently waiting for a new episode. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Life is so crazy. But thank you guys for being patient with us. We are getting back to it. So if you guys are excited about getting back to the ambulance series, then make sure you hit the like button because it will help us in the YouTube algorithm. And then without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and jump into today's video.
Roll the intro. We don't have one.
We don't have one.
Yet.
Yep. All right, enjoy. And so it begins, day 1 of removing the wires. Tim jumped in head first, and our main goal was ultimately to have the fewest amount of wires, but still be street legal because we were basically doing our own custom electrical system.
There's 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7.
Sweet.
So those can all go. But I have to fall them back to where
Where they originate. So we first began by removing the wires we knew we for sure did not need. So the 7 overhead lights, we went ahead and pulled those out because we knew that we would upgrade to our own 12-volt LED lighting. If you guys are doing your own build and wanting to change out the electrical system, you'll end up finding these big old bus bars. Ours were centered in the box and they were the main hub for the electrical connecting the front and the back, obviously. But pro tip, definitely hang on to them for your own build because you can reuse them and they come in quite handy, as you'll see in later videos. Tim ended up taking off the flexible wire looms to repurpose later in our own electrical system build. We are definitely trying to save money where we can. There was this single game box, but we did end up deciding to remove it because we wanted to place our own 110 volt electrical outlet elsewhere in our build. Here, Tim is removing the main electrical control panel that was used originally for the rear of the ambulance. It had an inverter switch, vacuum pump on and off switch, AC control, and so on and so forth. We were not planning on keeping any of that from the original build, so of course it needed to go. So I know this process may look fairly straightforward, but that is the beauty of editing in very fast forward. Just to give you a good hard glimpse into reality of this monotonous task, we'll go ahead and play a few clips of what it was like in real speed. All right, separating. I thought it was. It's just this.
Yeah, this black one, that's what I'm looking right now. It's right here, but it's running back, see?
Oh, I see.
So those ones, these three, or whatever, these, yeah, you can follow them back and then disconnect them from the bus bar.
Okay, not to bore you or anything. I know you guys were very much enjoying the sounds of the birds chirping, but I just wanted to give you guys a little dose of reality of what this looked like, because we did spend a good solid, I think 8 to 10 hours that first day of removing the wires. All the flash ones are for the strobes?
I think, I don't really know.
Let me check the...
Because it might be.
Schematic? Alright, so I just wanted to also mention that we were very fortunate enough to have the manual and the schematics when we bought our ambulance, which of course allowed us the confidence, more or less, to remove these wires and to just be able to pinpoint what we needed and what we did not need. But this is a pro tip. If you know the make and model of your ambulance box, you can typically reach out to the manufacturer to get a copy of your schematics, so you can also do the same process for your own build. Okay, and just a fun note, just because you have the schematics doesn't mean that the process gets exponentially faster. Trust me, it's still a scavenger hunt that takes time, but allows you to be confident in what you're doing. Can you see our big pile of wires? What a nightmare. Let me know when you want me to take over.
Never.
Never? You enjoying it that much?
Really?
Or you're just afraid I'm gonna mess something up? Look at all those wires. All right, and here we go. Tim is finally letting me get to work. Oh, it's okay. He was having fun, but I also wanted to have fun too. And of course, yes, a few times I did need his manly strength because, you know, some stuff just would not budge. So, thank you, Tim. 1, 2, use 3. All right, we're making some progress, but we're winding down for the day. And here is our big old wire bundle after day 1 of about 8 to 10 hours of work. All right, day number 2, removing wires. Oh, dirty garage. Let's see what he's up to. What you doing, Ching?
Well, you can see that.
Oh,
put that there. That doghouse thing just slips off, is what I was telling you.
Wow, there's so much more room for activity now.
Yeah, you can actually get in and out, and we can actually move the doghouse out of here.
The reasoning why we got rid of the entire switch panel is because we don't need it. So here is the aftermath from day 1 of removing wires. And don't mind that exhaust downpipe in that pile. We are saving all the mechanical related content for one video later on. So we will touch on it at a later date. A lot of wires.
For now.
Trash as well.
No, I need to figure out what this is on the side. I think it's for...
We'll just set it right here. So what's the game plan with all these wires?
All these? Oh, those?
All the wires that have been nixed.
I can just keep the wires because I got a lot of projects.
That is right, you guys. We have a lot of behind the scenes electrical projects going on. So if you guys aren't subscribed already, then this is a really good time to do so. We will be having that content out very shortly because we know that's something that you guys are really interested in.
That require electricity.
I know. We're going to start sounding like hoarders though. We're going to be keeping all the scrap metal, the scrap wires.
No, we won't. We won't until we will.
We won't until we will. That's probably the reality of it. All right. I'm just going to pick up where I left off yesterday. All right, back to it. And just when you think you're nearly done, another wild wire bundle appears. Jeez. Good night. And now it's time to work my magic. Just another friendly reminder that it is extremely important to ensure your batteries are fully and totally disconnected before working in this crazy wire madness.
These to that 110, like these to the strobe. This thing is pretty much done.
Okay.
Put them off. So we'll follow these and see where they go.
Sounds good. And no surprise here, another hidden compartment with, you guessed it, more wires.
We can put this cover plate back on.
That's for all the stuff that we're keeping?
Yeah, well, all this stuff that runs up, runs under the vehicle and up to the ignition.
Okay.
So I'm not going to mess with any of that.
Okay. Well, you want to clean this up? All right, and that about does it for this episode of the ambulance build series. In the next episode, we will be removing the exterior light bar and strobes so we can seal those off and begin moving forward with the interior build, specifically being able to insulate the walls and the ceiling. So that's why we also need to remove these aluminum brackets from the ceiling as well. We appreciate you guys sticking with us, and we look forward to catching you in the next one. All right, until then, take care.